Hi everyone, my name is Amber, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about my most anticipated releases for October 2020. And I realise we're kind of almost a third of the way through the month, but I never have these videos out on time. I try to do them every single month unless I'm really busy because I like talking about my most anticipated releases, but they're always a little bit late. So in the future, maybe in 2021, I would like to get these videos out faster. But for now, here we are, and I'm going to tell you about my most anticipated releases. So the first one is called Hush. This is by Dylan Farrow, who is Mia Farrow's daughter, and I didn't know anything about that family until I looked at some Goodreads reviews for this book, and then I looked them up, and yeah, it's an interesting history, and I kind of want to give this one a go because I'm always curious to see how celebrities do when they end up writing a book and whether or not they've actually written it themselves. So this one is YA fantasy. It seems to be about a pandemic or a disease that is spreading through ink, and it's meant to be very feminist and very interesting to read about, so I'm looking forward to getting to it. The second book I want to talk about is The Haunting of BRYNN Wilder. This is adult gothic horror. It's about a main character who checks into a boarding house near a lake for the summer, and of course there are souls and ghosts. My neighbour's drilling something, I'm really sorry. And of course there are souls and ghosts, and the boarding house is haunted. I'm really in the mood for some ghost stories at the moment, so I might pick this one up before Halloween. Bright and Dangerous Objects. This one is adult science fiction. This is about a main character who is a professional deep sea diver. She wants to be on the first mission to go and colonize Mars, which I guess requires some deep sea diving, maybe. I think she's also conflicted because she wants to start a family, and in order to colonize Mars, she's unable to do that because she needs to focus on her mission first. And I'm really into kind of science fiction stories that focus on terraforming and colonizing other planets at the moment. I think it's because of this news about Venus. The entire thing sounds really cool to me, and it also scares me a lot, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. 12th Grade Hopes and Fears. So this one is the third or fourth in a YA contemporary series, and I haven't read the other ones, but I do think it sounds really good, and I'm kind of in the mood for, I know I said I was in the mood for spooky books, but I'm also kind of in the mood for some contemporary as well. What I like in my contemporary is a whole lot of rich people drama, and I think this book is going to have a lot of drama, kind of like Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging maybe, so I'm looking forward to reading it. The Hollow Places, which one of my friends keeps talking about, this one is an adult horror book. So this one I think is about a young woman who finds a portal in her uncle's house, and she goes through it and finds that it leads to alternate realities, and I think these alternate realities cause some issues for her. Into the Real, which is YA contemporary. I haven't got this one yet, but I have requested it for review, so I'm hoping the publisher will be kind to me. This is about 3 genderqueer teenagers who might actually be the same person. I'm not sure if it's science fiction or if it's going to be a contemporary thriller kind of thing, but I think it does sound really good. All Stirred Up, which is an adult romance. This is about a woman who returns to her family restaurant to save it from financial ruin, and I think she probably gets into a romance with a chef or a competitor, and it's going to be a really fun adult romance. Spoiler alert, again, an adult romance. This one kind of dives into the world of fan fiction, which I myself have been a part of for many years now, and I love books about fandom. This one is about a fan who unknowingly bumps into her celebrity crush, or accidentally goes on a date with him maybe, and it turns out that the celebrity crush is a huge nerd and they get along fantastically. Goodnight Beautiful, which I have seen absolutely everywhere, you probably have as well. This is an adult thriller. It's about a newly married woman whose husband goes missing, and I'm intrigued by this one because it's had really good reviews so far. Apparently there are some amazing plot twists in there, and also I think having your new husband go missing is every newlywed's worst nightmare, so I'm very intrigued to read this one. I might pick it up for Halloween. Black Sun. This is an adult fantasy book. So I think this is a fantasy world that is inspired by pre-Columbian Americas, and it focuses on prophecies and politics, and also there's forbidden magic in there, which is one of my favourite fantasy tropes, although I am going to say it's becoming a little bit overdone, but I do think that this author may be a breath of fresh air in the genre. We will see. The Emperor's Wolves, which I don't know much about, but I think it's an adult fantasy, and it focuses on the assassins of the Emperor, and I love assassin stories. It started off with Throne of Glass like way back in the day, and now I just really enjoy them, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. Above All Else, which is YA contemporary. It's about 2 teenagers who are climbers, and they want to climb Mount Everest, which I'm not going to say is a dream of mine because it's never going to happen, but I do sometimes daydream about it, and Quill and I are going to hopefully climb the 3 peaks next year or the year after, depending on COVID, so I'm really interested in reading this one because it's about climbing. The Land, which is a gothic suspense novel. In this one, the main character becomes a housekeeper. Somewhere along the way he runs into a cult, and this cult are preparing for the end of the earth, so it sounds like something that I might enjoy if I'm in a very specific mood mood. So I'm going to keep this one on my backlist for now, but I will be picking it up if I'm in the mood for it. You Were Never There, which is a YA thriller by one of my favourite authors. So this is by Kathleen Peacock, who wrote Hemlock years ago. That was her YA debut as paranormal about werewolves, and I loved it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing her tackle another genre. I'm really glad she's coming out with another book, and I'm really looking forward to picking this one up. This is about a main character who returns to her hometown to find that her ex-best friend has disappeared, and I think she goes on a journey to find them. I'm very much looking forward to it. Cannot wait to pick it up. In the Deep, which is an adult thriller. This one is about a main character who is a woman who lost her daughter, and then she meets a guy called Martin, who is said to have helped her survive and get over it. Martin is then murdered, and the main character becomes a suspect. I think it's going to be a really fun thriller. I know it sounds quite dark, but it sounds quite fun as well. A Solitude of Wolverines. I can't remember who mentioned this one recently. I think it was my friend Kayla. This one is an adult suspense story about a biologist who is on a journey to look into wolverines, I assume, and she is threatened and run off the road by locals. An injured man apparently saves her, and then this man disappears, and she goes around asking about him, and the locals are all acting really shady. So I think it's going to be like a small town mystery, which I love. I adore small town mystery thrillers. The last book that I want to mention is Kingdom of the Wicked. This one has been going around recently. Everyone seems to love it, and I'm very highly anticipating it. I was considering pre-ordering it, but I decided to wait for a few more reviews first. This is YA fantasy, and it's about witches, so it's going to be perfect for Halloween. I think it's coming out towards the end of the month, so I might try to get my hands on it if I can. So those are the 19 books that I'm looking forward to eventually reading in October. Sorry this video was quite fast. I felt like I had to get through it. My battery for my camera is flashing at me, so I'm gonna have to go now. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know which ones you're interested in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you want to, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye!